Hey guys, it's Stephen here, back with another episode of Transfer Target. Quickly, by the way, I've just been watching the Euros. What an absolutely insane night of football. And I will be talking a little bit about a Euros roundup towards the end of this video because it's definitely worth mentioning well after we talked about Grealish and all that kind of stuff. And I want to say as well, if you want to follow all the Euros madness, go and download OneFootball right now in the link in the description below because OneFootball is absolutely fantastic. As good as that night of Euro 2020 madness. It was absolutely incredible, as is, of course, OneFootball. So download it right now and it'll help you keep up to date, not only with just Euro brilliance, of course, but also Manchester City transfer goodness and all the news from the world of Manchester City Football Club. It also helps support my channel. So if you want to get all the stats, all the info, all the breaking news from the Euro 2020 and Manchester City and across the world of football, go and click the link in the description right now. Join over 10 million people and download OneFootball for the absolute huge cost of nothing. It is free. Absolutely free. Do it. Help your phone. Download OneFootball. Help support my channel. Everyone wins. What's to complain? It's perfect. Do it right now. And we are going to talk about the Euros in a bit. But first of all, we're going to talk about Manchester City stuff. But the Euros, just going to quickly say, what an insane night of football. Context, if you're watching this tomorrow at some point, it was after the Spain game, after the France game. Insane stuff. And we'll get onto that later. For now, though, we're going to talk a little bit about Jack Grealish. I've had so many messages on Twitter, so many messages on Instagram, and I saw comments on videos from yesterday and so on. People going, Stephen, apparently we signed Jack Grealish for £88 million, and this comes from a Court Offside exclusive. Yep, courtoffside.com. Jamie Wilkinson apparently said City are going to complete the signing of Jack Grealish from Aston Villa in an £88 million deal, which is a big claim from Court Offside, and they understand this apparently, that it'll be signed after the Euros. A club source has told, a close club source has told Court Offside that an £88 million fee has been agreed between the two parties, and the core terms of the agreement are understood to have been in place since the end of last season. Big claims from Court Offside, not hard claims to make given the fact that they just put an arbitrary date on it after the Euros, so you don't have to worry about it being done, and you can shoot basically. And if you don't score, no one's going to remember 2-3 weeks ago, is what I would say, so it's easy for them to say. But it does tally with a report roughly from Ian Ladyman at the Daily Mail on Sunday night. He said that City's interest in Villa has hardened during the 2021 season, and Grealish himself had been telling people in football of the champions' interest in him since signing in February. And to be honest, I'd kind of heard slightly similar. I know a few people who work within football, and they said that Grealish would tell anyone who would listen that he was going to be a Manchester City player if he got his way or something like that. Footballers do like to talk. I saw some suggestions as well that apparently he may have a release fee clause in his contract. Now, I think there's very clearly a case of no smoke without fire here. I can't really say the deal is done. I don't think the deal is done either. I think Court Offside are getting ahead of themselves. But when they say deal in place, what I would say in this instance is probably that Manchester City know what they maybe have to spend if they want to get this deal done, which is a world away from saying it's all signed and done and whatever. I do think Manchester City want him. I do think the intention is that he'll come, but if certain things happen, I still will keep saying this and banging this drum. If we do not see movement on a big player away from Manchester City Football Club, I cannot see a circumstance where Jack Grealish arrives, especially before we sign a striker. I really, hand on heart, believe this. You can tell me I'm wrong if you want to, but it will honestly take someone like Bernardo Silva or Mahrez or Sterling to go to give the space and the balance and the monetary funds as well, at very least, for someone like Jack Grealish to arrive. I mean, City could probably do it, but I don't think they want to unless there actually is the space in the squad. And so I would say basically hold your horses. Now, of course, Bernardo's Portugal were knocked out, so there is potentially a little bit of space. Space is not the right word. Potentially room for that happening now, because obviously Bernardo's future can be sorted out given the fact that he's no longer involved in this tournament. But yeah, I do believe it takes that. I do believe it, because I think Grealish wants to come here. It's so obvious, and I would take Grealish for what it's worth. I think he's an excellent player. I don't think he's quite worth the money that was mooted when everyone was talking about 100 million. 88 is an awful lot of money as well. Probably not quite that, but at the same time, it ain't my money, and I don't care. Especially if Bernardo wants to go. I do believe if someone wants to go, let him go as long as you get the right money, and bring them in, someone in to replace them with hunger and desire. And they don't get much more hungry to play for Manchester City than Jack Grealish. A man who absolutely twerks after Kevin De Bruyne all the time. He loves Manchester City Football Club. He clearly does. He's always liking social posts. He's always talking about how great Man City players are. And of course, he would love to play for Kevin De Bruyne's Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's Manchester City alongside Phil Foden, alongside all these great players. Of course he would. Then he'd make an awful lot of sense. I can see him coming in, if he does come, and playing almost as a false eight. A different take on the false eight role at Manchester City, but I think he'd be good there. Sometimes as a winger as well. And I think he'd fit in very well because he would like it. Definitely interest, but what I will say is it's clearly not done yet. It isn't done. I don't think a bid's even been made because I don't think a bid has to be made yet. I think City very much have him lined up, and he probably knows that City have got him lined up if the circumstances arrive where he's needed. What as well say. So calm down with this. The Grealish hype train is still chugging along nicely, but it ain't quite left the station yet, is what I will say. The next bit of news comes from ESPN. According to ESPN, Ramos is assessing approaches he received from City, PSG and Bayern Munich before taking a decision on his future. That's interesting. Apparently ESPN is saying City were considering making Ramos an offer if he did not reach an agreement with Madrid, and that interest persists, and City would be willing to offer Ramos a 2-year contract which would be reassessed in the summer of 2023, and then eventually maybe he can move to New York City after that, which is interesting, man. It's interesting. I don't really think there's anything in this. I don't know. Maybe Ramos is on a list of potential backups if one of our senior centre-back goes. If Laporte really pushes for a move and someone comes in with 70 million and City go, all right, you can go. Maybe the 35-year-old Sergio Ramos would get a move to Manchester City, but I can't see it, man. And I think mainly because he knows he would be the backup there. I can see him going somewhere where he would play a lot week in, week out. And maybe someone like PSG, they would play him week in, week out. So I can't see it. Maybe I'm being naive and there is more to this than I know, but to me, there isn't really much. There isn't much in this. It's very much a case of an agent linking with players somewhere. I don't know. I'm just not really feeling this personally. He's good, man. He's good. But, he's not a Manchester City signing right now unless circumstances change. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind the idea of him as a backup, but I can't really see it. Let's talk about the Euros, of course. City players have been involved quite a bit over the last couple of days. Of course, we saw some absolutely crazy games. We just watched France, Switzerland. No City players involved in that, but what a game of football. France crashing out, Mbappe turning into Mbappe. Sorry, mate. Missing a penalty was the save of the summer, as another point for you there. That'll be the headlines tomorrow. An insane game of football. Football World Cup today and chose violence. Croatia, of course, crashing out as well after a sensational 120 minutes 5-3 loss against Spain. Ferran Torres absolutely balling in that game. Great goal and assist as well, and some good crosses. Garcia as well, the ex-City guy, now Barcelona, had a good game until he had to come off, and Laporte, of course, going through with Spain. But it was a great day of football. Absolutely incredible day of football. Just goals and drama and wonderful, exuberant football. Space, tactical naivety at times, but that's what you want from Euro 2020. You really want to see that level of energy and fun and charisma, and there was loads of that. Insane goals, great variety, like France going up and then messing it up, and then penalty saves and all this kind of stuff, and just end-to-end stuff. Absolute drama, and I've loved it. I've absolutely loved every second of it. And once again, the Croatia-Spain game, just drama after drama after drama after drama. Yesterday, of course, Kevin De Bruyne's Belgium beating Bernardo Silva and Ruben Diaz's Portugal. I was very disappointed for Ruben Diaz and Bernardo Silva, of course. But, you've got to love Kevin De Bruyne getting through to the next round. Unfortunately, he was withdrawn after half-time with an injury, but according to Roberto Martinez, he's actually all right, so don't worry about it too much. He should be involved. I would really love it Kevin De Bruyne went 5. Our England lads aren't going to do it, because Kevin De Bruyne, I want him to have those trophies for his own legacy. He deserves it. And of course, as well, Netherlands crashing out yesterday as well. So the Czech Republic going through, which is a bit of a turn up for the Bucks there, joining Denmark and Italy, Belgium, obviously Switzerland now as well, and Spain. So 2 big teams out already, man. Netherlands and France, and of course tomorrow the last of the last 16, the last of them. England versus Germany and Sweden, Ukraine. Obviously Zinchenko over there, but more importantly, all the Man City lads. Stones, Sterling, Foden, Grealish, Kane. All those guys, Kyle Walker as well, of course. It's going to be interesting to see how it gets on. I must admit, looking at those fixtures tomorrow, England, Germany, Sweden, Ukraine, I am not expecting the joyous, free-flowing football that we saw tonight, because that was absolutely spectacular. I'm expecting England to absolutely sting the Euros out tomorrow. Hopefully with a Gareth Southgate masterclass of a 1-0 horrible victory as England beat Germany. I want to see it. I want to see Foden score the winner, but it'd be a terrible game in England to go through. Maybe it'll be a spectacular. Maybe it'll be one for the ages, but I can't really see it. But all I know is that England can beat this team, by the way. They can beat Germany. They've got the quality. They have the individual players. They definitely do have the quality to match Germany, and if not match them, beat them. They really, really do. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, but I can't wait for it. But either way, this is my little roundup of the Euros. It's been great fun. More of this stuff. I've really enjoyed it. The football's been fantastic. And over to you, England. Over to you, Phil. Over to you, Raheem. Stonesy, Walker. It's going to be a fun night tomorrow, hopefully. Good luck to Zinni as well tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Let me know what you think of Grealish and, of course, Ramos down in the comments below, and the Euros games. Incredible. Not for the French, unfortunately. Thank you to all the patrons currently scrolling down the side of the screen. Don't forget to download OneFootball. And also, a little bit of an announcement. I become part of the Twitch Sport Accelerator program. Twitch got in touch with me today. Actual Twitch emailed me and said, we really like your channel. Would you want to get involved more often with streaming, and we'll help you do it, and so on. And I'm going to be streaming from July really regular, but like little kind of casual videos where we just sit and chat, and I'll get my browser up and we'll go through City Football Twitter and all the headlines, and it'll be great. So twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany starting from July, and we're going to stream regularly, just a casual one. I'll get my laptop, I'll sit on the sofa over there, and we'll just chat away for an hour or two, and we'll have a coffee in the morning together, and it'll be wonderful. See you later, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Probably 2 videos tomorrow, I reckon. I'll do one in the morning, a live one, and then I'll also do a match reaction to the England game. It'll be fun. In a bit, guys. Download OneFootball.